Hey guys, it's Cameroon and welcome back to another video. Now Season 9 comes out tomorrow and there has been one final blog post talking about what we can expect when the season launches. Now we all know about the competitive stuff through multiple different videos and announcements, so I'll be covering some of the less talked about stuff in this video, including the Cosmic Crisis co-op event and game mode, Pharah and Junkertown changes, some balance, and the Hero Gauntlet mode. If you want all of the information from the blog post, there will be a link in the description to it. Anyways, let's get right into the video. The first thing to talk about is the Cosmic Crisis co-op event. Cosmic Crisis is a non-canon co-op event where you complete challenges and branching objectives while you explore the reimagined Antarctic Peninsula. Now, they claim each mission plays uniquely different, but they also said that about the Kings Row Underground PvE mission, and that was a lie, so just be careful with that mode. You may be able to play it a couple of times before it gets old and repetitive. The heroes you can play as are Sigma, Roadhog, Soldier, May, Torbjorn, Widowmaker, Lifeweaver, Moira, Ana, and Alari. And one other thing to mention is that there is a traitor in your midst. So there's probably one player on your team in this mode that will be working against you. It'll probably be like an imposter where there are sabotaging things, etc. Moving away from the Cosmic Crisis event, we have a whole bunch of balance changes coming to Season 9. This includes the global health increase on all heroes and a majority of projectiles being increased in size. Other than that, there are a few heroes that receive some more love than others, especially heroes where they have a low consistent damage output, like Winston's Tesla Cannon or Moira's Suck. They've all had small increases to their DPS. Alongside that, Reinhardt's Pin is going up to 275 damage instead of 225, so he can still one-shot the 250 and 275 HP heroes. Lucio's Boop knockback is also getting buffed too, so you'll be able to push back some enemies. And weirdly enough, Kiriko's kunai projectiles are actually being decreased in size. There's a lot more than just that, so I highly recommend you check out the patch notes on the forums to see them all. I'll leave a link in the description to them as well if you want to check it out. But there are a few things I'd like to talk about in more detail regarding game and hero balance. The first are the Pharah changes. Besides the health increase, basically she received a whole bunch of other changes to all of her kit and a new ability that should make her better, especially alone. Her rocket launcher recovery has been reduced from 0.85 to 0.8 seconds, meaning she'll shoot faster. Her projectile speed has been increased from 35 to 40 meters per second, and the explosion self-damage that she gives herself has been reduced from 50% to 25%. She's also received a new ability called Jet Dash, which is tied into her secondary fire, so right click. Jet Dash provides a quick horizontal boost in the direction that Pharah is moving and is on an 8-second cooldown. So instead of only being able to go up with Jump Jet, you now have a different ability that allows you to go forward or back or left or right. Speaking of Jump Jet, that has also received some changes. It now restores 50% of Hover Jet's fuel and can now briefly overfill the maximum fuel amount. So if you're at 75% fuel and you use this, you're going to be at 125% for a little bit until you run out of that fuel. The vertical boost though has been reduced by 20% and the cooldown has been increased from 10 to 14 seconds. Concussive Blast has also been changed. The cooldown has been decreased from 9 to 7 seconds. The explosion now deals 30 damage to enemy targets, so that's a lot more damage, but the explosion radius has been reduced from 8 to 6 meters and the knockback has been reduced by 10%. Moving to her ultimate Barrage, it now instantly refills her Hover Jet's fuel, so now she'll be able to keep her uptime up after using the ult, even though she's probably just going to die anyway when she uses it because she's a sitting target. And then the final thing to talk about, which I do think is the most important change, is about her Hover Jets or her passive. The speed boost has been increased from 20 to 40%, so she's going to be moving faster in the air with those. However, she now requires landing to recharge fuel. And I think this is going to be the big change when you're talking about Pharah Mercy. It's going to lower her uptime. But another thing is that it can now be activated even without fuel when she's falling though. You may be asking, does these changes mean Pharah Mercy will be even stronger than before? And I think that's a hard one to answer, especially since we haven't been able to play it. The reason I think it's hard to answer is because of that Hover Jet change where she needs to land to recharge fuel. I do think that when she is doing her flying thing with the jump jets and the jet dash with a Mercy, you're going to feel it and it's going to suck to go up against. So personally, I am leaning on the side of Pharah Mercy being even more annoying to deal with. Maybe not stronger, but much more annoying and much more apparent, and you're probably not going to like it if you don't already like Pharah Mercy. Now, these changes were meant to help Pharah do well on her own without the reliance of Mercy to help her out, but it doesn't seem like the devs really thought too much about what if the Mercy still decides to pocket her. There's also some changes coming to Junkertown to help balance the map a little bit more and change it up. There's a new nighttime lightning theme, which is cool. I do like changes to maps like that. There is a new building near the first point to provide more cover and block long sightlines, which is good. They added a water tower near the first point to block more sightlines from the upper choke positions. They've added more vehicles near the cliff to provide additional cover and block long sightlines. As you can see, there's a lot of changes that are trying to block those long sightlines and basically nerf Widow even more. They also reduced the cliffside path to tighten the space and reduce the overall footprint of the area. They also reduced a small health pack on the second area balcony that was easy for defenders to overuse. If you don't know that one, it's basically near that bridge. There's that little pocket with like the metal sheet that blocks the health pack. That area on the balcony right there, yeah, that's gone now. They also added a vertical beam at the second choke point to promote movement out of the upper floor and make the choke easier to defend. And lastly, they widened and added cover in the hallway in the third area to make close quarter fights easier to maneuver. Overall, I do think I like these changes. Junkertown can really be annoying to attack sometimes, and having more areas that block long sightlines is great. Final thing I want to talk about is Hero Gauntlet. It is a 3-player co-op game mode that requires you to defend towers from waves of bots. The mode includes upgrade options, different objectives, and variation on types of bots spawned during each wave. They claim that no two games play the same due to this variation, but like I said before, this could be more of a lie or an overstatement. So keep that in mind when the Hero Gauntlet releases later into the season. You may find it boring relatively quickly. And that is everything you need to know about Season 9 launching tomorrow. Personally, I do think that the content seems a little light this season, and I wouldn't be surprised if things start to get boring quite fast into the season, especially since we aren't getting a new map. Weird. Also, they haven't mentioned much on any of the events besides the shop skins attached to them, which is concerning to say the least. I'm hoping that Loverwatch gets some changes, maybe Loverwatch gets updated, or just something to make that a fun event like last year, because I personally think that event was great. Anyways, let me know how you feel about these changes in the comments below, and are you excited for the season? I'd love to know. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, evening, and night, and I will talk to you all later.